Hello everyone, Ali here from Language Academy, and today in this quick video I'm going to talk about the very first module. In specific, I'm going to discuss the total marks which are offered by this particular module. Now, in PTE we've got a total of 4 modules. Out of those 4 modules, the very first module, which is the speaking, it carries most marks. The tasks which are a part of this particular module, they are the most important tasks in the entire PTE, okay? So, the very first 2 tasks that we've got here, read aloud and repeat sentence, these 2 tasks are actually 2 of the 4 most avoiding tasks, not only in the very first module, but in the entire PTE. So, here's the idea. Not all the tasks which are a part of PTE, they carry same marks. Some of them are more important than others in terms of the total weightage. So, some of them end up carrying more marks than others. So, the tasks which carry more marks, they are a part of this particular module. So that's why this module is actually very, very important for you. So in this module, we have got a total of 5 tasks. Read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, read a lecture, and finally answer short questions. Now, the very first one, which is read aloud, it contributes towards 2 different modules basically. It contributes towards speaking and also towards reading. So, taking the average number of questions that you get for each task, we have calculated a rough number to just indicate that how many marks you can potentially get, and you actually do get. The exact number, it might vary. It is basically based on the total number of tasks that you get, which is your pattern basically. So the pattern changes for each and every test, for each and every student, but this still remains the indicative score. So for read aloud, you get almost 22.2 marks that go towards your speaking and 22.2 marks that go towards your reading. That's out of 90. So this is huge. This is very, very important. So you're basically getting 22.2 marks that go towards your speaking and 22.2 marks that go towards your reading out of the very first task, which is read aloud. So this, as you can see, is very important. Read aloud itself is not a very difficult task, but it is certainly a very, very important one. Moving on, repeat sentence. Now for the repeat sentence, first of all, it contributes towards speaking and listening. So 32.1 marks out of 90, they go towards your speaking, and 19.7 marks out of 90 go towards your listening out of this one single task. So it's also very, very important, just like I said. 32.1 marks out of 90 towards speaking, and almost 20 out of 90, they go towards your listening. So as you can see, this task is, it's a bit more competitive, of course. So you need more and more practice for repeat sentence. It's a very, very important task, not only for the very first module, but in the entire test. Moving on to the third one, which is describe image. Now, describe image is something interesting about this particular task. It does not contribute towards any other module. It only contributes towards speaking. So the total marks that it contributes towards speaking, that's 22.2 out of 90. So it does not really contribute towards any other module. Moving on, we've got read and lecture. In the read and lecture, we have got speaking and listening. In speaking, it contributes about 11.1 marks out of 90, and towards listening, it contributes about 9.9 out of 90. It definitely is a very important task, but not very, very important, not the most important one, of course, but definitely a very important one. Moving on to the last one, which is the answer short question. It also contributes towards speaking and listening, as you can see. Only contributes about 2.5 out of 90 that go towards your speaking, and then 6.6 out of 90 that go towards your listening. Again, each and every task is important, but as you can see, compared to, for example, the repeat sentence that we've got right here, which contributes 32.1 out of 90 towards speaking, and 19.7 out of 90 towards listening. This one is, yes, it definitely is important, but not as important as the repeat sentence, of course. So that's exactly what I was saying. Some of the tasks carry much more marks than the others. So what all of this concludes to, we basically have got 3 modules which are getting the entire benefit, which are being marked out of these tasks. So first of all, we've got speaking, of course. 90 out of 90 that go towards your speaking, they're coming out of these 5 tasks only. Moving on to reading. We've got 22 to 25 out of 90 marks that go towards your reading. So that's huge. So let me put it that way. If I go for a PTE test, I only attempt the very first module. I do not attempt second, third and fourth one, I would still get anywhere between 22 to 25 marks out of 90 for reading. And remember, I haven't really touched reading. I've only done the very first one. So that's how important this particular module is. Moving on towards listening. So it contributes about 36 to 42 marks out of 90 that go towards your listening. So put it that way. Out of 90 total marks that go towards your listening, 36 to 42 marks are actually coming out of this particular module. So it is very, very important. So what it means for you, the test takers. It means that this module is, of course, just like I said, it is extremely important and you need to pay more attention. You need to pay more attention to all of these tasks and you need to practice more for these tasks. So basically, so that you can get most out of this particular chunk of marks, which is being offered by the very first module. Okay. So that's been it. Thank you very much for watching and I will be back with more such tutorial videos. Until then, thank you very much and I'll see you in the next one.